Hi guys, how are you all doing today? Welcome back to my channel, and in today's video we are going to be reviewing Linux Manjaro. Manjaro has gained quite a lot of popularity in the recent years and it stacks right up there along with the likes of Linux Mint and Ubuntu. Manjaro comes in three editions: the Xfce edition, the KDE Plasma edition and the GNOME edition. For this video we are going to try out the Xfce edition. We are going to first install Manjaro within VirtualBox and then we are going to go and have a look at it and see how it feels. So let's get straight into it. I have just downloaded the Manjaro ISO and I am now just booting that into my VirtualBox. I'm going to boot it with my proprietary drivers. Now I have just booted the Manjaro using the live ISO, and you will notice that the font size is really small because I'm actually using a 4K monitor and I have not scaled the display at the moment. So before I proceed any further, I'll change my VirtualBox settings to actually scale this display. So let's shut this down and go into my settings, and I'll increase the scale factor to say 150%. Now let's boot it up again. Okay, so this looks much better. So we are now going to proceed with installing Manjaro. So I'm just going to click on Launch Installer. So we're going to leave that to American English. Go next. Select the location. Go next. Leave that as default. And we're going to erase the disk and then install it. Let's choose swap with Hibernate and go next. 1, 2, and choose a password. And we're gonna go next. Now Manjaro comes with a choice of either LibreOffice or FreeOffice. I'm just gonna try FreeOffice and see how that feels because I've been using LibreOffice previously, so I want to try out something new. And let's install it. Okay, so now the installation is all done. Let's restart. Okay, so before I proceed, I'll remove the ISO. And then restart again. Okay, so there we have the login screen. So I have installed Manjaro 20.2.1, and if we look at the release info, it's Manjaro 20.2. So we will quickly go in and check the Xfce version that's used in this edition. So we'll open the About Xfce dialog, and we can see it's version 4.14. In the Xfce edition, the taskbar is similar to how we have it in Windows, and I could resize my application launcher just by dragging it. And in here I have the logged in user displayed there, and if I click on that, it will take me to my profile. And then I have the settings icon, settings manager, lock screen, switch user, and logout. So if I click on logout, it will present me the whole logout, restart, and shutdown pop-up. Towards the right hand side of the launcher panel, I have the restore and minimize all windows shortcut, and I have the workspace switcher. And this little Manjaro looking icon here represents the kernel and language notifications. So I can go to options and configure the notifications and select what I want to see. And next up, you will see the power management icon, and I can control the power management settings. Next one is the package manager icon. And then we have the network icon. And after that, there is an icon for Clipman. I will discuss Clipman in a bit more detail further down. Then we have the audio control, and then the calendar, and then finally an icon to log out. And this will again present the same logout menu, which has a logout, restart, shutdown, and other options. If I right click on the desktop and go to desktop settings, I can see that a very good generous set of backgrounds have been provided. And I can see the settings are also present to change the style, to make it zoomed, scaled, stretched, tiled, centered. And I can also change the background automatically in a set interval, and I can also set the random order. By default, Xfce comes with a file manager called Thunar, and that's a very simple look and feel. You can change the different view options to view it as a detailed list or a compact list. You can also type the path of the file that you want to access in the bar up here. You can also change how you want to display the sidebar. You can change it to a tree option, or you can change it back to a shortcuts option. So next up, let's take a closer look at the settings manager. Settings are divided into 4 broad categories: personal, hardware, system, and other. Let's look at some of the major settings. Appearance will allow you to select the different style themes, icons, fonts, and change some of the appearance related settings. Clipboard manager settings. This is actually the Clipman software that also has a shortcut down in the panel over here. This will allow you to cache the things that you have copied in your clipboard and then use them later. As an example, if I open my web browser and I want to copy some content, so I can just select some content and do Ctrl+C, and then I can select some other content and do Ctrl+C again, and then you will see that all of these are cached in the Clipman, and then I can use them later. For desktop, we have already gone through these settings earlier. In here you can configure your notification settings. And this one is to configure your panel. You can change the appearance, you can increase or decrease the size, and you can change the opacity, and also configure the items that are appearing in the panel. Some additional settings to tweak would be to go through your preferred applications, Window Manager tweaks, and workspace settings. Let's have a look at the LightDM GTK greeting settings. So this allows you to change the appearance and the panel settings and also the Windows position. In the Manjaro notifier settings, you can select and receive updates for the kernel notifications and the language pack notifications. And finally, in the Manjaro setting manager, you can select and update some of the system and hardware settings. You can install an updated kernel version from here, or you can add or remove user accounts, or configure your time and date settings. Under the hardware configuration, you will be able to install or remove your drivers. Now let's go ahead and see how we could add or remove additional software. In Manjaro, the package management is done by a tool called Pamac. So if we click on the menu and search for add or remove software, we could see that it actually opens up the GUI for Pamac. You could look for updates, or you could view your installed software, or you could browse for additional software. Let's go ahead and have a quick look at the apps that get installed by default. So under games, we have the Steam runtime, and for graphics, we have the GNU image manipulation program and Thunar for image viewing. For internet, we have the SSH server browser and the VNC server browser, and for web browsing, we have Firefox. Then we have HexChat, Pidgin Internet Messenger, and then Thunderbird for email. In multimedia, we have Audacious for music playing, then the Pulse Audio volume control, and then we have the Qt V4L2 test utility and the video capture utility, and also we have the VLC media player. In Office, we have the free Office, which we selected during the install time. So overall, Manjaro looks like a very decent setup if you want to use that as your driver OS. And with that, we conclude today's video, and thanks a lot for watching.